Alright gang, welcome back to the channel. As we said in a previous video, we have 151. Now, 151 has been going parabolic probably since the start of the new year, maybe a little bit before that. And if you've seen my videos from vending and my TCG player videos and such, you'd know that I was stocking up on 151 singles as much as I possibly could, preparing for this. I mean, 151 rotates out in April, so we're pretty much there, and I think the hobby community, whatever you want to call it, has pretty much accepted that we're not getting any more 151 before it rotates out. So what we got is what we got, and that's it. And you can kind of see that reflecting in the market price for the sealed product. You can see that in the singles as everything is just going parabolic. So with that, let's get into it. We're going to start off with some sealed product, and then we're going to move into the singles. So we got the 151 UPC, and as we can see in the last year, it's up 122%. Essentially, last month alone, it's up 25%, moving from just under $600 to just over almost 750. Recent sales are 730, 800, 750, 770. So 750 is probably about the average out of the last sales. Lowest listed's going to be 775 if you want to take that risk with 31 sales, or a reputable seller 780. So after tax, that's going to be over 800 bucks. That's insane. Those UPCs were $80 at Costco. Just a heads up, just so everybody knows. All right, next we're moving into the booster bundle. I'm skipping the ETBs because if you watch my channel, you'll know that we covered the 151 PC ETB and the normal ETB in our PC and ETB videos. Now, let's take a look at the booster bundle. In the last month, we're up 27%, fueled by this little buyout. I mean, maybe not fueled by, it was already up on the upswing, but I'm sure that helped. Last 3 months, we're at 52%, 63% in the last 6 months, 142% in the last year. Started at $62 and we're all the way up. Let's see what our recent sales are. 153, 155. Yeah, you're pretty much right there, 155. I actually sold my last one to a customer today off my website. So unfortunately, I am out of 151 for the time being, unless I can get some more at a good price, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get that. Maybe some loose packs. I have a stash of them I've been holding on to, so maybe we'll see those drop at some point. But the lowest listed from a reputable seller is 156. And I mean, I remember loading up on 151 at GameStop when it was like $40 a bundle and stuff like that. This was before I had a business. So just for investment purposes, I mean, I was just loading up left and right, buying every 151 bundle I possibly could find and get my hands on, just because, I knew better. Everybody knows 151 was going to be a home run of a set. So just to get, even if I had to spend up a little bit more over MSRP, because MSRP was it 26 like 87 or 84, whatever it is. So you're almost paying double MSRP, but screw it, it was so worth it, and I'm so glad I did. So glad I did. Now we're taking a look at the Zapdos collection box. What do you get? You get 4 booster packs in here, up 21% in the last month. Over the last year, we're up 44%. Recent sales are 90, 80, 75 for 4 packs. I mean, they're like $20 a pack. We'll see that in a little bit. The 151 mini tin display, I actually sold one of these way too soon, way too cheap. And these don't sell a whole lot, but they're really, really beautiful. Look at that nice sellout in early February, or buyout in early February at 316, pushing it up to 350. Recent sales are $400 for how many packs are they? 20 packs. Now we're looking at the poster collection, and these were just stocked all the time with Walmart and stuff, up 51% on the year. Wouldn't expect the poster collection to do nearly as well, just because it only has 3 booster packs. You're looking at $60, $65 roughly, which again is right in line for $20 a pack. As we can see here, the booster pack lowest listed is $21. Last month we're up 21%. Last year we're up 86, with recent sales being 21 and $20 pretty much across the board. All right, so taking a look at some of the singles, we have the Charizard. And I mean, this is a very iconic Charizard. I didn't think it would get this expensive this fast, but we are up 23% on the year, as you can see with the swings, 37% in the last month, 45% in the last 3 months, and it's on the spike from $250 all the way on up. And this has been in a lot of my TCG player videos, like very good prices to buy in the last, I don't know, 6 months. And we do have a sale at 400, 350, 371. Curious to see what the lowest listed is. From a reputable seller, you're sitting right at 400. You know, you could take a risk from this person. I mean, this person has a lot of sales, 371. So you're almost at a $400 card for that. And these pull rates really aren't that bad. It was like 1 in 32 packs for an SIR, which is about double the pull rates of our current sets. Next, we have the Blastoise, and this Blastoise was well under $100 for basically its entire life until right about now. Up 72% in the last year. Last month, we're up 70%. Oh my lord, is that a spike from $90 all the way up to 150 for 3 months? Yeah, it had a low in the last 3 months of $68. I'm curious, what was the year low? 60 bucks? Yeah, wow. That's crazy. Recent sales are a 190, that's a little weird, 162, 126, 173, 150. So kind of all over. It's between that 1 and 170. That is just absolutely crazy. But, you know, this card was undervalued for a long time. It's a beautiful artwork. If you've never seen one, this is absolutely stunning, amazing, beautiful. Every word you could say for this. Like, I'm a Charizard fanboy, but this Blastoise card is absolutely stunning and amazing. I honestly like that better than the Charizard. Next, we have the Venusaur, and Venusaur's been pumping as well, as we can see from the graph, up 30% in the last month. Market data, last sales are 108, 120. I'm not sure why there's a 120 when the rest are right around 108, 105. Lowest listed is 110. I wouldn't trust that person. 115, probably right around 115 is going to be your most reputable seller. Onto the Zapdos. This is an iconic card. Again, with my TCG videos, this has been on almost every freaking video in the last year. You got the iconic Zapdos, Moltres, Articuno, just an absolute stunner of a card. Couldn't wait for this card to get over 100. And it looks like we're starting to pull back on this one just a smidge. We hit $90. Looks like it coming down. Let's look at our recent sales. Recent sales are showing it's still right around $90, 86, 92, 92, 92, 90. Let's see what our lowest listed is going to be. Right at $90. So I really want that card to be a $100 card. Next, we're looking at the Charmander, and the Charmander Charmeleon has been pumping along with the Charizard. We're at 31% in the last month alone. Looking at some $100 sales and $83 sale. Maybe we're starting to get a little pullback. Let's look at these lowest listeds. Looking at 80, $90 shipped. Reputable seller says 95 shipped. On to the next. We have Squirtle. Squirtle's been pumping right along. Look at that, 100% in 3 months. Absolutely crazy. 57% in the last month. And our recent sales are 95, 90, right around there. Let's see, our lowest listed is $85. So there you go. Even the IRs or the stars are pumping. Now we're up onto the Alakazam, and this Alakazam is a fantastic artwork. He looks like an alchemist, you know, doing some wacky stuff with his spoons. He's got all the books and everything open. And we're only up 17% on the month. On the year, we're only up 12%. It's got some spikes. Here we go, looking at recent sales, 65, right around $70. Let's look at our lowest listed, and our lowest listed is right at $65. I really think this card will be a $100 card. When? I don't know, but it is just so iconic from another, I don't want to say fan favorite, but he's pretty popular, Alakazam. Next, we have Bulbasaur, the other starter, and for some reason, the grass starter never gets any love. But 35% we're on a pullback. Maybe we see these for the more popular cards that are still going. Who knows? Looking right at $55 for recent sales, and our lowest listed is going to be right at $55. Moving on to Pikachu. Everybody loves Pikachu. There is an absurd number of guest Pokemon in here. I mean, you can see them all, including this Gengar, which super popular. You got the Psyduck, who's super popular. But we are up 28% in the last month with recent sales, $55 and 50, and then there's a 70. I'm not 100% sure why there's a 70 in there, but the lowest listed from a reputable seller isn't even on the first page, but it's at least $60. Now we have the Charmeleon, and the Charmeleon is up 31% on the year or on the month. 55.50 for the last sales, 58. Let's see what our lowest listed from a reputable seller. All these Korean. I hate it when they do that crap. Not even on the first page. Can't even get a English one on the first page, bro. Come on. What is this? Reputable seller says $64. You could get it a little cheaper. Now we're on to the War Turtle. War Turtle. And again, the second stage evolutions just don't get the same love. Has a nice buyout here in the end of February from $50. We're up 52% on the month, and recent sales are right around that $50 mark. Let's see if we can find an English one, $51. And now we have the Psyduck, who's losing his mind, running down a bunch of stairs. Typical for Psyduck, right? In the last month, we are up 16%, and it is a pretty nice staircase all the way up until, our last little spike here from 41. Recent sales are 40, 64, kind of all over the place. Let's take a look at our lowest listed for a English one, 40 bucks, 40, 50. Reputable seller is going to cost you 50 bucks. And honestly, I'm surprised this isn't a little bit more expensive considering we've been getting a lot of nice Psyducks. Usually that pulls up the value for the other Psyducks, but hey, maybe it's still undervalued. Who knows? Again, Ivysaur looking at his own reflection. Over the course of the last month, it's only up 9%. We're in the middle of a little bit of a pullback from $43. Recent sales are 41 and 45. I hate how they have the Japanese ones. I will never understand why they do that. Reputable seller says $40 from Bella Bear. We're on to a full art Charizard now. And I mean, it's just Charizard, the Charizard tax, 20% in the last month. And we're pretty close to $40, that $35 to $40 range. Let's see. Reputable seller says 40 doll hairs. The Dragonair. This card is stunning. I love Dragonair. I like how he's kind of swimming in his like little castle pool, whatever you want to call it. We got a little bit of a pullback coming for us. I mean, it's still on the cheaper side, 35 bucks. It was definitely a lot cheaper. Where was this at a year ago? Oh my, you could have had this for like 20 bucks. That's crazy. $20 card for that. And the lowest listed is right at $36. I still think that's a great card with room to run. Poliwhirl, looking at his reflection in the rain, last month he's only up 8%, with sales right around $25 to $30. And our lowest listed is 27, right in that range. Now we have the Mew full art, and I believe this is a very playable card. I could be wrong. I know the double rare is super playable, but let's take a look at recent sales anyway. Mew's popular, $28, 25, so right around 25 bucks. And your lowest listed from a reputable seller isn't on the first page, but there's enough to call that 25 bucks. Now we have the gold Mew, and I believe same deal. This is playable. It's also just a gold card, so the hit rates are a little hard. 20 bucks. I mean, it's Mew, you can't go wrong. Looks like 2021. Now we have the gold metal card. Now this one is a UPC promo, I believe. Again, super playable card. Doesn't grade well because it's metal. Actually, I don't even know if PSA still grades metal, or I don't know what's going on with that. $20, same deal. Looking at $20. One sale, and you're up to 24, 25. Next, we have the ETB promo, just because the ETBs are stupid expensive. The promo itself is up 21% in the last month, fueled by this big buyout. How many sold in one day? 95 items sold in one day. It went from $18. It pushed that over 20 recent sales. Oh, wow. Where's my near mint filter? Here we go. All right. Near mint filter. That looks a lot better. Recent sales are all $20 to $23. Usually sealed costs a premium, but I guess not in that case. No reputable sellers, but yeah, we're looking between like 16 and 20 bucks. And last but not least, we have the Pokemon Center exclusive promo. And I mean, this ETB is $1,000, $1,100. It's only up 1%, basically flat, down over the last 3 months. What was its all-time high? I'm genuinely curious. 250. What's our recent sales looking like? Oh, this is the same deal. I need to get me that near mint. 250 with a photo. Otherwise, you're looking at 216. So photo gets you 250, no photo gets you 216. And a reputable seller is right at 200, it looks like. I would trust that. That's enough sales for me. All right, guys. That's all I got for you in this video. Leave me a comment below. Is 151 finally getting the pump and love it deserves, or was it already overpriced? What is your favorite card from 151? I think I'm gonna have to go with the Zapdos or the Blastoise. They're just absolutely fantastic cards. Let me know in the comments which one you like. And if you made it this far, give me hashtag 151. This is Joe, dipping out.